Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Sophia4Christ. I thank you so much for joining me again this week. I am out and about once more. Yay! My nice tree here. So we've been having a bit of rainy season, but it's wonderful and bright right now, so I took the opportunity to come to the park and film for you guys. So today, the topic that I want to talk about is the right perspective is everything. And this is based on the story in Numbers chapter 13. Moses sent some spies to spy out the promised land and bring back reports. Of the 12 spies that went out, 10 came back with a negative report. They were so focused on the fact that the persons that they saw in that area, they were so big and strong, and they came back with a negative report. But only 2 of those 12 spies came back with a positive report. And those 2 were Joshua and Caleb. Joshua and Caleb, you see, they had a different perspective. They had the right perspective. Because yes, they saw what the other 10 spies saw. But from their perspective, they were focused on the fact that this land was fruitful, it's abundant, and yeah, with God, we can win and we'll be victorious and possess this territory. What I'd like for us to think about is, what is our mindset? What is the narrative that we tell ourselves when we think about different challenges that we face? You can expose 2 persons to the same set of circumstances, but based on their internal dialogue or their perspective, you get 2 totally different reactions and 2 totally different results. I want you to think about what's your perspective on life. What's your internal dialogue? What are the things that you say to yourself on a daily basis? How do you react to challenges? How do you react to things that go in your way? What is your mindset? Do you have the right perspective? Do you have the God perspective when you come up against oppositions, when you come up against problems? And that's so important, having a God perspective. You may say, well, Sophia, what's up with this whole God perspective and everything? But it's important because actually as Christians we may think, yeah, I'm living for Christ, I'm doing the right thing, and that's it. But it's also important that we are not just saying that we're walking by faith, but we're actually walking by faith daily. And not just faith, say that, yeah, God is going to come through and then we're all Debbie Downers and we're all sad. But it should be a hopeful expectation because the joy of the Lord is our strength. What happened back when we consider the case of the children of Israel, who listened to the bad report of the 10 spies? The result is that they were stuck in the wilderness for an additional 40 years. The judgment of God not only came upon those 10 spies, but upon all the adults who were present in Israel at that time, who decided not to go up and be victorious against the opposition that was present in the promised land. Only 2 persons of that generation of adults possessed the promised land, along with the new generation of Israel. And those 2 persons were Joshua and Caleb. Caleb was in his 80s, thereabouts, when he entered the promised land. It's so encouraging that his perspective, even was when you are thinking that, oh, he's old, you should be looking to retire now, Caleb, and just enjoy one of the easier sections. Caleb said, no, give me this mountain. And the mountain was peopled by persons who were formidable. And Caleb, in his old years, he said, give me this mountain. And you know what? He had the right perspective throughout. He was able to conquer the inhabitants of that mountain and took possession of it, not just for himself, but for his generations to come. It's so important in every circumstance that we face that we have the right perspective, the God perspective. The perspective that, regardless of what may be happening, with Jesus Christ we are so much more. With Jesus Christ all things are possible. If God be for us, who can be against us? I want you to just comment down below. It can be one of 2 things. Your resolution to change your mindset to the God perspective. Write what it is based on your experience and just share. You can also write down a situation where you change your perspective to a God perspective and what was the result? What was the possible thing that you were able to accomplish? and you'll be able to encourage others who may be going through their own circumstances and they need to up their faith game, up their level of faith. I thank you so much for just listening to this message and for commenting. Please be sure to also subscribe to this channel, Sophia4Christ. So until next week, may His blessings, peace, and wisdom be upon you all. Bye bye.